Thank you very much, Don. I just have a couple of closing remarks, and then we're going to have an opportunity for some networking. Jeff and I have made arrangements for you to have some light refreshment in the form of coffee and cookies. Please do that while you meet one another and talk further. And please make sure you take your atlas, okay? Those are yours to have and to use going forward. We look forward to talking with you about that further. Walter Anderson was a Mississippi artist and writer. He was born in 1903. He spent most of his life on the Gulf Coast and called Ocean Springs, Mississippi his home, where today there's in fact a museum to his art. And if you're ever in the vicinity of Ocean Springs, you must stop at this beautiful spot and look at his art. In fact, his art is also part of the collection of the Smithsonian's American Art Museum, which you can see in Washington, D.C. when the museum is open. The dominant subject of Anderson's art was nature, which was a place he preferred to be, where he found purpose and peace of mind. Over his life, Anderson spent months of time alone on an uninhabited barrier island called Horn Island, which is 8 miles off the coast of Ocean Springs. He rowed and sailed to this island on his own, and countless times, spending weeks during each visit, renewing his spirit, drawing and painting pictures like the one that's on the screen right here, which is one of his works of art. In fact, hundreds of paintings and drawings he made over his life of Horn Island. In 2017, Jack Davis, a professor of environmental history at the University of Florida, visited Horn Island with Walter Anderson's son, John. And in his New York Times article about the visit, Davis wrote this. In 1965, when Hurricane Betsy whipped 150-mile-an-hour winds across the Gulf, training its eye at Horn, Walter Anderson refused to evacuate. He struck for high ground and tied himself to a sturdy tree to witness destruction and the island's reaction in the aftermath. Renewal was instantaneous. Ants reclaimed his camp, ducks the ponds. A yellow-crowned night heron popped up at its usual spot on a bayou. I'd like to know where it had been, Anderson later wrote. Walter Anderson thought a lot about the relationship of man to nature and nature to man. And he once wrote the following in reflecting on the future. He said, "I wonder how long it will be before nature and man accept each other again." The history of human engineering contains many themes and motivations. Certainly, battling and controlling nature are two historical themes. Engineering with nature provides a different conceptual approach to engineering, one that seeks to achieve partnership in place of conflict. In another statement about Horn Island, Anderson wrote, "Order is here, but it needs realizing." Horn Island today is part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore, so designated by Congress in 1971. The Gulf Islands unit is the country's largest national seashore, a seashore that provides a diversity of benefits, including engineering benefits to the communities it supports. Today, in fact, the state of Mississippi arguably has the most progressive and successful program for beneficial use of sediment in the country, as they engineer and support their natural landscape. I'd like to thank each of you again for being here today and for participating in this launch. Our hope is that the Atlas will help us all think and talk with one another about projects and about the future of engineering in the 21st century. And before I close, I have one final thing. And I want to thank the Atlas team. And I want the Atlas team to stand. Jeff King, Michelle Bourne, where are you? There you are. Holly Zminski. Yes. Emily Moynihan. Bert Sudell's not here. I want to thank you all personally for doing a fabulous job on the Atlas. Thank you very much.